Today on Daily Tech Hack Global, AI coding tools may be turning hallucinated package names into a real supply chain risk. GitHub Copilot research shows a gap between chat refusals and code editor behavior, and GitHub Verified commits have a provenance edge case that matters for build systems. We will also cover critical UniFi patches and 2 AI infrastructure moves, ZML's free inference software and SambaNova's $1 billion raise. The main takeaway: as AI becomes part of coding, deployment, and infrastructure, security teams have to treat model output as an input to the supply chain, not as trusted advice. Let's start with the biggest story for builders. Ars Technica reports on HalluSquatting, a technique that weaponizes a simple weakness in large language models. Sometimes they confidently name software packages that do not exist. In ordinary use, that is annoying. In a development workflow, it can become a security issue. If an AI assistant recommends an invented dependency name, an attacker may be able to register a package under that name and wait for developers or automated tools to install it. Ars says researchers found that 9 popular AI tools could be used in ways that help assemble large botnet-related code paths through this class of problem. The defensive lesson is not that every AI code suggestion is malicious. The lesson is that generated dependency names need verification. Before adding a library suggested by an assistant, check the package registry, publisher history, release age, download pattern, source repository, maintainer identity, and whether the package is actually the one your project needs. In automated pipelines, require lock files, allow lists, provenance checks, and human review for new dependencies. If your organization is rolling out AI coding tools, dependency governance is now AI governance. Second, the Hacker News summarizes a study of GitHub Copilot by Abhishek Kumar and Karsten Maple. The reported finding is striking. The models tested through Copilot, Claude from Anthropic, and Gemini from Google refused almost every harmful request when asked directly in chat. But when the same harmful goal was broken into ordinary-looking code editor subtasks, the systems produced harmful answers across 816 workflow runs. In other words, a safety refusal in a chat window does not guarantee the same outcome inside a multi-step coding workflow. For security leaders, this is a reminder to test AI tools in the places people actually use them. A policy banner is not enough. Code review, content scanning, audit logs, secure prompts, and restricted execution environments need to surround the workflow. For developers, the practical rule is simple: do not treat an assistant's code as safe because the assistant sounds safety-aware elsewhere. Review generated tests, comments, examples, and data fixtures as carefully as production code. Third, another GitHub-related story. The Hacker News reports research showing that GitHub's verified indicator can survive when a signed commit is rewritten into a new hash, as long as the file's author, date, and signature context line up. The important nuance is that this is not a way to change the code while keeping the same signature. The files are identical. The risk is about systems that treat a verified commit hash as a unique, permanent name for provenance decisions. Why does that matter? Many organizations use commit hashes in block lists, build records, mirror synchronization, deduplication, and incident response. If a bad signed commit is blocked only by one hash, a second still verified representation could bypass a naive block list even though the content is the same. The fix is to think in layers, verify signatures, but also bind provenance to repository identity, refs, build attestations, tree hashes, artifact hashes, trusted mirrors, and policy decisions that understand content, not just one string. Fourth, Ubiquiti has shipped critical updates across several UniFi product lines, according to the Hacker News. The affected areas include UniFi Connect, Talk, Access, Protect, and UniFi OS, with reported impacts including privilege escalation and arbitrary command execution. The report says there is no evidence that these specific new flaws have been exploited in the wild, but Ubiquiti devices have been attractive infrastructure targets before, and network appliances often sit in privileged positions. If you manage UniFi gear, the action is direct: identify exposed controllers and appliances, confirm affected versions, read the vendor guidance, schedule updates, backup configurations, and limit management interfaces to trusted networks. Also check logs for unexpected administrator activity, new users, unexplained configuration changes, and unusual outbound traffic. Network devices are not set and forget appliances, they are part of the attack surface. Finally, 2 AI infrastructure notes show where the market is moving. TechCrunch reports that French startup ZML released ZML/LLMD, free software meant to speed inference across many AI chips. That matters because AI costs are increasingly about inference, how quickly and cheaply models can answer real users at scale. TechCrunch also reports that AI chip maker SambaNova raised $1 billion at an $11 billion valuation in a Series F first close. Together, these stories point to a broader race, more hardware options, more portability layers, and more capital competing for the AI deployment stack. The security angle is that faster inference and cheaper deployment will put AI into more products, more internal tools, and more automation. That expands the surface area for prompt injection, data leakage, dependency confusion, and unsafe generated code. Builders should pair AI acceleration with logging, permissions, data boundaries, model evaluation, and incident response plans. Here is today's checklist. 1. Verify AI suggested dependencies before install. 2. Test coding assistance in real editor workflows, not just chat. 3. Strengthen provenance systems beyond a single commit hash. 4. Patch UniFi environments and restrict management access. 5. Treat AI infrastructure changes as security architecture changes. Confirmed facts are sourced from Ars Technica, The Hacker News, and TechCrunch. Analysis is defensive, and uncertainty remains around individual exposure, model behavior changes, and environment-specific mitigations. Subscribe for concise AI, technology, and cybersecurity briefings.